Hey guys, it's me. Yesterday evening, I got a little hit on Twitter from Nick over at Ranger Up. He produced a video that he wanted shared, and I've got a great amount of respect for the guys over at Ranger Up and what they've done with their company, and had absolutely no problem taking a look at the video and sending it out, retweeting it, and we actually posted it here on the Facebook page for everybody to take a look at and share. Um, the video concerns a story that it's kind of floated around the underground news and never made the mainstream media, of course, um, about Bob Strait and his wife Nancy, who were the victims of what amounts to a home invasion. Uh, Bob and Nancy were both beaten unconscious, and Nancy, at 85 years of age, was raped and then subsequently uh, succumbed to her injuries the following day and passed away. Now, Bob, and I'm sure you watched Nick's video yesterday, but Bob was a World War II veteran, and not just a veteran, but a veteran of the D-Day campaign, a veteran of the 101st Airborne, a man who turned down a Purple Heart of his own volition because he didn't feel like his injuries were sufficient enough to rate such an award, if award is the right word. I don't know that being injured is award worthy, um, but however you want to look at it. But I just wanted to kind of put my 2 cents in here and and throw what little horsepower we've got, comparatively speaking, behind Nick's campaign to get the mainstream media on board, uh, to recognize what's happened. What a, a tragedy isn't even a strong enough word. I'm thinking atrocity. Um, those two people were living their lives and not bothering anybody, and 4 or 5 ass clowns break into their house, beat them, rape the wife, kill her eventually, and there's no coverage, absolutely no coverage. There's not anything. I think the story we wound up posting, or the article about it that we posted here on our Facebook page, was from a blurb at the bottom of the Fox News page. Fox is usually pretty good about covering stuff that doesn't get touched in other media outlets, but even for them, it wasn't that big of a deal, I guess. Uh, I think what bothers me most about the whole thing is the fact that if this were a little different, if this were not 5 people breaking into the house of a World War II vet and killing his wife, I think if it were an Iraq or an Afghanistan vet breaking into someone's house and killing their wife, well, that would be a story. Why would that be a story? Because it fits the mold. Because it makes us as veterans look like what they want us to look like. Hell, everybody's got PTSD, of course. I mean, if you've been in the military for any length of time, you've automatically got PTSD. You're crazy, and not good for society. You're not a good role model. You're not worthy of having a good job, because people are afraid to hire you because you might flip out in the workplace or something. I really, truly, honestly believe that if this were that kind of story, if this were an OEF or an OIF or an Afghanistan vet committing some kind of horrible crime, well, then it would be plastered all over the place. You couldn't get away from it. You couldn't get away from it. I mean, look at the poor bastard that snapped in Afghanistan and shot up a bunch of civilians, allegedly. Uh, how long did it take that to run its course? Hell, it's still on the news. But this poor guy, this Bob Strait, this poor old man who did nothing but serve his country, honorably and live an honorable life, married to the same woman for 60-something years, his wife is taken from him in an act of unconscionable violence, and we hear nothing. Not one thing. It's revolting. It's disgusting. There's not enough words to describe it. So what I want to do is let not only Nick over at Ranger Up know, but anybody else who happens to see this, that we here at Sheepdogs Inc. are committed to making sure that this story gets the publicity that it deserves, so that Bob can get the help that he deserves, because by God, he deserves it. And with that being said, to the poor dumb bastards that broke into this man's house, death is too good. Death is too good for you. So we'll see what happens. But let's share this story. It's the video that Nick put out is posted here on our website. I've retweeted it to everybody that I can think of. So let's as a community, not just a Sheepdogs Inc. community or whatever, company or website or web page, as a community of veterans, it's incumbent upon us to pull together at a time like this and see to it that Bob Strait not only gets the justice he deserves, but the help that he deserves and the recognition that he deserves. And let's make enough noise to force the mainstream media, media, I think, is kind of anyway, let's force this story into the forefront and see to it that the right thing happens. Let's make people pay attention. People overlook vets far too often, and at a time like this, there's no reason that Bob Strait should be overlooked. So let's make this happen, not only for Bob, but for every other veteran that's been overlooked or disenfranchised or whatever word you want to attach to it. But let's see to it that this happens. Let Ranger Up know that this is something that you want to take seriously, and that you saw Nick's video, and that you are going to repost it and retweet it and get it out to whatever media outlet you can find. Everybody's got a local talk radio show. Hit those guys up. Usually they're pretty good about getting stuff out. And let's force this. Let's make it an issue. If it's not already, let's make it one. So yeah, that's my rant. I tried not to get too upset because, that doesn't look good on camera. But there's that, and let's get this thing done, guys. Much thanks.